So I did a quick thing on Instagram earlier, and I mentioned the new Nikon Z6 versus maybe the Sony A7 III, and I thought it's an important video. It's kind of like which to buy, which kind of intrigues more, because they're around the same price. Nikon definitely tried to target facing the A7 III because the A7 III is probably the camera of the year so far for pretty much anything. It's sold it's selling very, very well. It's even back ordered a lot. The demand is there, but what are the main differences? Which one would make sense for the money? So a brief rundown on what's with the Sony A7 III and why I kind of feel that it's the better buy for the most part. I'll throw that in there right now. But the Sony A7 III is about $2,000. For everything that it is, it's 24 megapixels, full frame, event, wedding photographer's dream, very fast camera for what it is. And the autofocusing system is absolutely insane on it. You have 693 points, which pretty much you can cover across the entire screen. That being said, it's very reliable. You've got great IVF, eye autofocusing that is extremely accurate, that I felt did a very good job. Face detection is also amazing. You do get a pretty decent electronic viewfinder though. Some people said it wasn't bright enough or didn't retain enough detail for their liking. I thought it was fine when I covered it at the Sony event in Vegas, but once again, that's fine. I don't really need an amazing EVF, I guess. I just am a little bit more realistic with things, I think. But for the price, you should have something very good. You have 5-axis in-body stabilization, which I feel is becoming more key for mirrorless cameras, especially full frame. ISO all the way up to 204,800. And then you have 4K at 30 frames per second. And then for kind of video play, you have S-Log Gamma 3, which is, you can grade very, very well in my opinion, and HLG, and you got 10 frames per second. The other big thing here is dual SD card slots. And once again, there's more to talk about there, but that's $2,000. That's the only Sony A7 III. How about the Z6? The Nikon Z6 brings a lot of great features as well for $2,000, but it does lack a lot of the interest that the Sony A7 has. And here's why. 24.5 megapixel full frame sensor, pretty much similar stuff right there. 273 autofocusing points, so does not come anywhere near the Sony A7 III in that regards. It does have a brighter and probably better EVF as well, so if that's something you're very interested in, you're probably going to get a little bit more out of that compared to the Sony A7 III. Once again, is that a huge deal? I don't know. Up to you to decide. You're getting your ISO up to 51,200, which is still below the Sony A7 III. 12 frames per second though, which is actually pretty good and a bit faster as well. N-Log, 4K video, 30 frames a second, still full HD video as well. 5-axis in-body stabilization. But the one kicker here, which a lot of people are gonna not like, is the one XQD card slot. And I think that's gonna be a deal breaker for a lot of people, especially a lot of professionals who need and want that dual memory card slot. So which one really do you buy in this matter? Do you spend the $2,000 on this A7 III or the Nikon Z6? And to me, it's kind of a no-brainer for the most part, especially if you're not in the Nikon side of things. The A7 III is probably the much better deal for what it is. Now that being said, it's still the first generation of what Nikon's doing mirrorless. Sony's now been doing this for a while. They've accomplished, you know, full frame #1, and I just feel that they've got that one right there. I think Nikon will do something in a few years and compete a little bit better with that because now they're in the game. That being said, I think if you're already a Nikon user, buying the adapter for $250 or getting the camera and getting the deal with the adapter, I think you're going to work out very well so that you can use your f-mount lenses ASAP right away. So buying a camera for the first time, no Nikon lenses, probably the Sony A7 III. Unless you really want the Z6, go for it. But if you're already a Nikon user, I think it's more common sense to go with your current lenses, use the adapter, and go from there. Hopefully, the adapters get enough though. From what I hear, it's decent. It might hunt a little bit, not 100% sure, but we will see that when we get hands-on. Hopefully before Photo Plus, if not at Photo Plus 2018. Let me know your thoughts down below. Sony A7 III, more interesting. Nikon Z6, maybe the Fuji X-H1, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below.